Let's have a look at these Bosch injectors from a BMW M5. That's with the S62 V8 engine. These injectors probably have done about 200,000. They're not too bad looking on the top, but you can see there's a lot of carbon and crusty stuff around the manifold side of the injector. And on the bottom, you can see various amounts of carbon, some worse than others. The mechanics pulled them out and labelled them from the cylinder that they came from. Hopefully that's what the numbers are. So we'll get that onto the machine, labelled accordingly as well, and see how they go at a wide pulse width first up and see what they flow. Here they are all hooked up. Got the tubes labelled just 1 to 6 as they came off that cardboard piece. We've got the wide pulse test all set up and the fuel pressure is preset to 5 bar. I think that's an important thing with these particular injectors. On the S62 they run a much higher fuel pressure than you'd normally see. Typically probably be about 3.5 to 4 bar. These particular injectors run at 5 bar. There's probably a couple of reasons for that, to get a bit of extra flow out of them, potentially better atomization, but it's also harder on the fuel system, higher pressure, working pressures for the fuel pump and so forth. Let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Okay, so we have 2 strong fuel spurts. Number 1, number 4, number 5, number 6 does, but it's also quite dirty. Cylinder 2 and 3 have quite a disturbed fuel flow coming out of the injector tip. But so far, the fuel in the glass measuring cylinders is somewhat even, but as we get the successive pulses, that difference is going to grow. So we've run 10 pulses, and so far we've got cylinder 1 with the least flow. We've got 2 and 3 relatively even. They were the ones that had the block spray, and 4 and 6 look relatively even, and 5 is a little bit lower. Let's run one more test. Difficult to try to catch them all as they're firing, but you can see that cylinder 1's pretty good, 2 and 3 are the worst, 4 and 5 have a little bit of a disturbed spray. What's also interesting is it looks like there's a bit of a direction to the spray. Could also be some contaminants in the nozzle, but looks pretty consistent in terms of the spray direction, and that's towards the back wall there, so opposite the connector. Let's have a look at the flow. Still pretty reasonable in terms of variation between them. Number 1's definitely down. Alright. Here's the result of the medium speed test. So 2000 RPM, 3 millisecond pulse width, for 2 batches of 5 minutes, and we can see the variations there. That's about a 2 to 4% variation, so not horrendous, a little bit of variation. Let's keep going. Come reverse flush time, these BMW injectors have an extended nose which don't fit into the adapter for the rail. So what I've managed to do, luckily the diameter of the extended tip is 8mm, which is the same as the feed hose, and we've hose clamped that onto the extended feed and then cover the whole lot with a towel just in case it does come loose. Hopefully it doesn't. We just don't need the fluid sprayed everywhere. So here's the level of fluid through successive reverse flush cycles. So the first one on the left and then 6 cycles later, and we can see the volume in the reverse flush picks up in tubes 2 and 3, and then in 4, 5 and 6 they're pretty similar. They do pick up a little bit more and then remain consistent again. So it took about 4 to 6 reverse flush cycles for it to stabilize. It's not super accurate with the reverse flush, but nevertheless it's a good indicator to see when it clears up. Okay, let's move on. Here we are after a thorough clean reverse flush, and this is tested at 5 bar, and we've got a pretty even flow for the first 6, so that's within 3% variation across the board. Pretty good. Done and dusted. Here are the 8 injectors from the S62 BMW engine. Reverse flushed, cleaned, flow checked, new seals, new baskets, and also labelled just where the connector is. So you can see this one is cylinder 8 and all ready to go back in the car.